Oh, God. Cole.
That's amazing.
Hey, yo, we as a people, we're so like we're so fickle.
Wait, hold up for a minute. Who lucky?
Go ahead, yo.
Lucky?
Put your ego back in your pocket,
I
yo.
just didn't know who you was talking to.
Yeah, you.
Lucky how? Well, I am. My God is good.
You lucky you retired. He's saying.
Yeah.
You lucky you're not out right now. While that man is out right now rapping like that, he's saying.
You don't even get none of these without a Joe Budden. You know who the you talking to? You know who you're talking to?
I mean, he did big you up several times
You know who
during
you're
his
talking to?
Might be.
podcast show.
Fix your mouth. You sit next to a legend every week.
Melissa.
Oh,
That was. What you saying, my brother?
Don't touch me. I was saying that I was happy that we're able to clean it up and give him his credit because he did get his back kicked in.
He's still getting.
I'm making fun of him, but he's able to stay poised, stay to himself,
True to himself, too.
I don't care about that no more.
And then he was able to just put out quality music. Like, this is quality.
Time heals all.
Time heals all.
You so phony. You phony.
I say it every week on this pod.
You
I'm
so
phony. Listen, do you want? Should I give a mature Joe, or are we doing it in the spirit of hip hop? The MC in me, and in the spirit of hip hop, I didn't want to hear that. The man in me absolutely loves it.
Got you.
Absolutely loves it.
Got it.
And I think he's happy with the choice he made.
Yeah.
By far, too.
Yeah.
The girl came out and was getting that joke. Oh, yo.
J.Cole played for the Shanghai Sharks. What the
Nigerian nightmares.
The Lisbon Lions.
Y'all know who J.Cole is, man.
Nah, he big enough.
Was hitting the corner baseline 3 for the Lisbon Lions.
Big him up, man.
I always pick J. Cole up.
Of course, yeah.
Well, I think I do. If I had to opt to have a problem with a rapper, it wouldn't be J. Cole.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
After you back down from no one.
That's not the name that you would want to pick out of the hat. I mean, I'll do it, but
That's a headache.
yeah, it's a long day. It ruins your day. It ruins your day, not his.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Got you.
I would love to see y'all be a rapper just for a day, but like a trouble. We don't have to be.
No, because every podcast is different. So even some of the times when you say, yo, that's podcasting, if you look at the landscape and other podcasts,
there's nothing like us.
They don't do what we do.
There's nothing like this one.
I know. I'm just saying. So.
Yo, other podcasts. Let me just shoot it.
Yo, this
It's not even a pod. Sometimes it's a soap opera.
You can't.
Yeah, but
It's
this
a daytime soap.
this podcast is sold, and I won't say sold, but it's built off of the premise that everyone up here is either pretty close or friends or have some type of deeper rapport than just coworker. That's what makes people like what 100%. People feel like this is no.
That's accurate.
No, I
that's
think
accurate.
It's based around Joe. Right?
Yeah, I can't say that's
Joe is the center.
It's not. It's
a
a factor. It's a massive factor. It's a massive factor.
Joe is the factor, of course, that brings all of us together. But the
I don't
connection.
think it's such a massive factor either.
But
Joe, I think it's the biggest factor.
I think
that's what people mostly lean on. The fact that they feel all of us up here are close. We share stories. We've had experiences. Well, the arguments with y'all don't even get the attention it gets unless they actually know that you have an actual rapport.
That's true. That's the root
and
of
history.
the show. That's the root of the show is, like you said, is Joe. And then if you go further, even before the podcast, let me just finish. If you go before even the podcast, what Joe was able to sustain throughout his career was his openness with his fan base.
True.
So you always showed them the side that he did what most rappers didn't do, and that show you my inner circle, my inner life.
No.
And now he brought.
No, I mean
everybody's letting themselves
go ahead.
talk.
I mean, we all do it. Go ahead.
Freeze go.
And he brought that to the pod. And that's part of the driving factor here is they think that you're seeing like the behind the scenes of him kicking it with his close friends.
Okay. The beginning of this pod becoming what it started to become is, don't get me wrong, Joe is Joe. But a part of what made Joe and his stories connect is because the people he had sitting with him were very close friends to the public. So it wasn't just the dynamic of Joe just being who he was. It was also the fact that he was interacting with people who were really close.
Y'all aren't a bunch of randoms.
It
Y'all
wasn't just
history.
a bunch of random people. It felt like
the conversations that happen up here, a lot of it is rooted in your history. There's inside jokes.
True.
There's that people have latched onto day one. That's why you refer to the day ones, because the day ones know so much about y'all because of how much they are invested in your connected histories.
Think about
Right?
Think about all the people. Think about all the people that knew about Ish and Ice before they ever sat here.
I want to argue against it, but they're going to misinterpret it, and then there's going to be think pieces. Because that's not all the way true.
No, it may not be 100% of the pie, but it's a nice piece of the pie.
Is there a way to do it in a different way to get your point across?
Because what is it? Shout out to the day ones,
first time and last time listeners,
and the last time listeners. Yes, I think that it's true that the beginning of this podcast and maybe at a few segments throughout the podcast, throughout the 10 years, it was rooted in friendship. I think that when Rory and them left, I think this podcast got exponentially bigger. And I think to continue to say that a large part is rooted in friendships shortchanges not only the job that each of you do individually, what y'all all bring individually, and what y'all have developed as a collective. Yes, the extra jokes are cool. The 20 years and the 20 years and all that is cool. I think that still we may just take for granted how seismic this audience is.
That's true.
And that's not
the bulk of this audience. They're not here for that.
And none of that is to diminish.
Today.
None of that is to diminish anything that you just said. It's not to say that what we're saying is the most significant part, but it is. Maybe it's a small.
Part of history.
It is.
It's a part of history.
For example,
one of the conception.
Since I've been here, one of the most viral moments was when you two had the 1v1 going back and forth, screaming when you threw the headphones and it was about the girl and like that. That remains one of the most viral moments. People still talk about that moment, and that is rooted in your history.
I'm agreeing with you.
And like
on the
all
flip side of that, the moment would have been even more viral if that wasn't my man, because I'd have slid him off the balcony.
All right, y'all. So there you have it. That was the Joe Budden Podcast with Joe Budden, and the whole Joe Budden Podcast, we're basically dissecting J.Cole's latest single. It is called Clouds. And J.Cole, he decided to release his single on his personal blog. And he's talking about how it feels to be aging. And he's also talking about things that are going on in our society. So in J.Cole's song Clouds, in the opening lines, he's rapping that the world is changing right in front of him. And he's also talking about how he has gray hairs and that he's aging quicker than he thought he would. And he's talking about how AI is going to be running the music industry in the future. So let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.